Despite toiling in the obscure cruiserweight division, Tiozzo still receives the royal treatment here in his native France. Tonight, the love affair continues as Tiozzo meets Ukrainian-born Valery Vikhor, now living in Riga, Latvia, in defense of the WBA title. Tiozzo with all kinds of fans in the audience as we are just about ready to begin the ring walks of number 2 rated Valery Vikhor and the WBA cruiserweight champion Fabrice Tiozzo. Tiozzo extremely popular here in France. Noticed looking around, thousands of fans wearing t-shirts with the name Bruno Gerard as they anticipate the main event later tonight after the Tiozzo Vikhor fight, as Gerard fights his rematch with American Byron Mitchell. I think the fans of Gerard outweigh the fans of Tiozzo in terms of attendance here tonight at the Palais Omnisport here in the Parisian suburb of Versailles. Pretty light show going on. What would you estimate, about $5 grand in the stands here?
You know, Steve, I think maybe 6, but they've been sneaking in a little at a time.
Have you been going around counting each person? Here's Valery Vikhor, who looks like he's right at a central casting. He's built like a fire plug. His first world title shot, but he has lost 7 of his 34 fights with only 10 knockouts. His biggest win may have been his last fight, a majority decision over French champion and local favorite Samuel Florimont here in France. The battling Ukrainian, as he is known, unbeaten in his last 10, 8-1-1. But he has lost every time he has moved up in class of competition as he makes his way toward the ring. Ferdy, he's a guy accustomed to fighting here in France. It's his 6th time. The quality of opposition is decent overall, but he's relatively inexperienced. He hasn't fought in about 8 months. He's gone 12 rounds only once, and he does lack the big-time punching power. These have to be factors heading into this fight.
And not the least of which is this place is going to be packed. It's getting packed, and they're roaring already for him. I think all of those things put together adds a terrible night for the Ukrainian lad, I'm afraid.
We shall see as he gets set to take on the WBA cruiserweight champion in the champion's own backyard here in France. And that, of course, is Fabrice Tiozzo. Valery Vikhor, as we learned yesterday in the fighter meetings, very, very subdued, very quiet, hardly utters a word, and just stares ahead. Very stoic, as you can see. No expression whatsoever. And that's the exact way he was yesterday in our fighter meeting as well. I just thought that was his reaction to Bobby Ches, but that's the way he is all the time. As he gets ready to stare down the champion, Fabrice Tiozzo is getting some pretty good practice in right now. The music starts for Tiozzo. The piercing look of the challenger, Valery Vikhor from the Ukraine. Well, every time we come to Europe, particularly here in France, we have grown accustomed to the fanfare and the light show that precedes the entrance of one of their guys, a world champion, almost an atmosphere that you might find at a rock concert. The flags in the arena. We understand that the reason for the delay of Fabrice Tiozzo's ring walk is very simple. The dressing rooms are upstairs. They're very far away from the ring. And we understand that Fabrice Tiozzo is now down on ground level, and here he is. Finally, the fans get to see their guy. His 4th title defense. He won the crown in 1997, outpointing a lethargic Nate Mr. Miller, then defended against 3 journeymen. In fact, aside from Miller, his quality of opposition much to be desired since moving up to cruiser. He is a former WBC light heavyweight champ, snatching the belt from the body snatcher Mike McCallum in 1995 with 1 defense. He hasn't lost since '93. His only setback, you might remember, to Virgil Hill. He's won 16 in a row since. Very few fights, Bobby Ches, the last 2 years because of a second operation on his back. Will inactivity catch up to him at age 30, or will his experience compensate for that?
You know, there's an old saying in boxing that fighters can grow old in a day, and loosely translated, it means that there's no turning back at a certain point when your body just doesn't have the reflexes, speed, durability, and overall timing. And long layoffs don't help. He needed it for the back, but I think he's a different caliber of fighter, much higher up than Vikhor, and I think that's going to get him to the line.
And we wonder, in another era, would Tiozzo be this dominant in the cruiserweight division? As we take a look at the numbers, the tail of the tape. Tiozzo, 2 years younger than Vikhor, also 2.5 inches taller than the challenger, both under the 190 limit at yesterday's weigh-in. Fight time weights, Tiozzo 201, a plus 12.5. Vikhor 190, a plus 2, so about 11 pounds more, and you saw the slight 2-inch reach advantage for Vikhor. Key rules for the WBA championship fight: no standing 8 count, 3 knockdown rule is in effect. A fighter can be saved by the bell only in the last round. Accidental headbutt before the 4th. It's a technical draw. After the 4th, they go to the cards. So here at Palais Omnisport in Paris, France, we are getting ready for the WBA Cruiserweight Championship. Fabrice Tiozzo versus Valery Vikhor. Daniel Alouche, the French ring announcer, is standing alongside the American ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. Set once again for dueling ring announcers. Joe Cortez, the referee from Las Vegas, also on hand alongside Daniel Alouche. You can't miss Don King, who is alongside Jimmy Lennon Jr. Good close-up look once again at the staring process of Valery Vikhor. And there is the champion Fabrice Tiozzo with the tattoo of a bear. He says he mauls like a bear in the ring, thus the tattoo. And he is limbering up, getting ready for this world championship fight. Always self-assured as Tiozzo, a very outgoing personality.
What's the other tattoo around his arm? If that gets too tight, can he get it off, you think? Did you find out? Get close enough to him to axe?
I'm being told that our delay is because of an interview being done by our co-production partners over at Canal Plus. So that can't be sitting too well with Valery Vikhor and Fabrice Tiozzo. Daniel Alouche, the ring announcer.
Nous allons écouter les hymnes nationaux. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles et Messieurs, Canal+, Louis-Michel Acariès en coproduction avec Don King et Showtime vous présente le championnat du monde WBA des lourds légers qui va se dérouler en 12 rounds de 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we present a World Championship special attraction brought to you by AB Stars Productions and Don King Productions in association with the Rio Las Vegas, Canal Plus and Showtime.
Ce championnat du monde aura lieu en la présence du président de la WBA, M. Gilberto Mendoza, et du président de la Fédération française, M. Guy Debuisson. La pesée officielle a eu lieu à l'Universal Resto du Carrousel du Louvre. Le superviseur de ce championnat du monde est M. Francisco Pina. Les juges pour ce championnat du monde sont le Belge M. Philippe Verbeek, le Mexicain M. Héctor Hernandez et l'Américain M. Hannibal Miramontes. L'arbitre est l'arbitre américain M. José Cortez.
Well, fans, this bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, the president, Gilberto Mendoza, supervisor, Francisco Pina, along with the French Federation of Boxing. Our three judges scoring this bout: from Mexico City, Héctor Hernandez; from Miami, Florida, Hannibal Miramontes; from Isagen, Belgium, Philippe Verbeek; and our referee in charge from Las Vegas, working in this, his 129th world title bout, Joe Cortez.
Dans le coin rouge, c'est le challenger, il a 32 ans, il mesure 1m79, 80 kg 500 grammes. 34 combats, 23 victoires dont 10 par KO. C'est le challenger, l'Ukrainien Valery Vikhor.
All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Cruiserweight Championship of the World. We first introduced to you the challenger fighting out of the red corner on my left, wearing black trunks with white trim. Joining us from Lusk, Ukraine, he weighed in at a ready 188 pounds. His record, 30 wins, 7 losses and 4 draws, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the number 2 ranked WBA Cruiserweight contender, Valery Vikhor.
Dans le coin bleu, il a 30 ans, il mesure 1m85, 85 kg 900 grammes. 42 combats, 41 victoires dont 27 par KO. Il a été champion de France en 91, champion d'Europe en 94 et 95, champion du monde des mi-lourds WBC en 95 et 96. Il est champion du monde WBA des lourds légers depuis 1997. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles et Messieurs, sous vos applaudissements, le champion du monde en titre, Fabrice Tiozzo.
And ladies and gentlemen, the defending champion fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks, silver trim, originally from Saint-Denis, now fighting out of Lyon, France. His weight 188 1/2 pounds, with a record of 41 wins, 1 loss with 27 knockouts. Here is the 2-time world champion, tonight making the 4th defense of his title. Here is the current WBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Fabrice Tiozzo.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room.
Bobby says, let's get your keys to victory.
All right, for the champion, Tiozzo, he's got to work the body, slow Vikhor down. Also, powerful counterpunching and time Vikhor on the win because he doesn't run straight in. Flip side, the challenger, he must use a constant jab, get champion off balance, also keep the pressure on, see if he can wear out Tiozzo after that long layoff and move his head defensively. He's got to get out of the way with that big right hand.
Tiozzo comes into this fight weighing 11 pounds more than Valery Vikhor. Of course, we saw that unfortunate incident a few weeks back with Gatti and Gamache. That was about 19 pounds. Certainly don't want a repeat of that.
That was unforgivable. That was almost criminal. I mean, something should be done about it.
Now, even in the old days, I used to weigh in at 159 in the morning, weigh 170 at night, same day. So that weight can be put on, but it's so much easier to put on when you have 2 full days to do it.
Well, that's why the weigh-in should be the day of the fight.
Well, let's get to
That's
this fight
another story.
because this one is going to heat up. If it's up to Tiozzo, it's going to heat up fast. There it is.
There it is. Right on cue.
And he didn't move that head defensively like he was supposed to.
4, 5, 6,
He is
7.
He's up at 6, but he is in all kinds of trouble here in the opening seconds. And Tiozzo continues to hammer away at Vikhor.
Vikhor's keeping his hands up high, but he's not offering up much back. Now he's just strictly content with blocking the shots. He's got to fire back to get Tiozzo off him.
And Tiozzo should go ahead and go back to the body, get started, because this guy's weak right there to the body. That's the shot. Get his hands down.
28 seconds into the first round, Tiozzo drops Vikhor, and this is the number 4 contender, folks. Just 4 of Tiozzo's 27 knockouts have come in the first round. He's looking for number 5 right here.
The fact that he's ranked number 4, I would have the people at home take that with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
The ranking system is not what it should be.
You said a mouthful there.
Well, right now, he's just taking a pot shot. And Tiozzo's just not, if we just forgot about boxing, he's just taking pot shots. He got rich too soon. You know, that was a great shot, and maybe the guy would have stayed down, but he didn't. So you got to go back to work. So he's got to come back into the body, mixing up his punches and not just wait to tee off on the right hand.
Watching tapes of Vikhor, you could just see, as Bobby pointed out, he just doesn't move his head much. He just doesn't put it all together. He's very one-dimensional. He has
Not a big puncher either, Steve.
Not a big puncher. Pretty good jab, but not a big right hand.
You know, Bobby, none of those punches are real hard. Tiozzo's like just lobbing a tennis ball. You know, when you just sit there and just lob a ball to each other. That's what he looks like he's doing here, just bipping and bopping. Get it strong. What's he waiting for?
You know, this isn't real pretty, and I'll tell you right now, this is one of my old titles, the WBA Cruiserweight title, and back a few years ago, I don't think Vikhor would have got outside the first 30 seconds with me. Tiozzo, a much better fighter, much more talent, a little more diversified, but I don't think he could reign so easily back a few years ago.
Well, Tiozzo had Vikhor down. 28 seconds in has sort of let him off the hook right here.
It's under his eyes are already red and puffing. Tiozzo's done his work there, but he really didn't attack him. He really didn't go in with zinging punches. He was lobbing shots. You know, as we spoke right before the fight, you and I, this would be a major upset if Valery could bring this off. But what we see, I don't think he's going to do it.
Well, he's a guy who's gone mostly 6-8 rounds. He's gone 12 only once, 10 only once. Let's take a look at that knockdown.
It's just a nice, crisp little right hand over a jab. Vikhor doesn't move his head, and he walks right in. Tiozzo timed him on the way, and you watch Vikhor's coming to him a little bit, steps to him with a jab, and he just goes right over the top of it. There it is, little step, little move, bang, right over the top of the jab. It's a well-timed shot. Vikhor probably didn't see it coming. There's a great overhead view of it. Right over the jab, didn't move the head.
I don't think you can draw that up. You can't draw that up any better than that time, if you want to show somebody.
That was the first time Vikhor ever went down in his career. A record of 30 wins, 7 losses, 4 draws with just 14 knockouts.
But he has been stopped twice.
Yep.
So,
and against a guy we never heard of in the 3rd round.
it could be confusing as to how he was stopped if he'd never been down before that.
He has a noticeable scar. I think you pointed this out at the sit-down yesterday.
Left eyebrow.
Left eyebrow, but he says it's not a factor. It's totally healed.
At least he's trying harder now. He's got some hard punches. He's got some direction. He's trying to fight back. I mean, that was a resounding knockdown to come back from. He should have been punched out.
I'll tell you what, that left hook right there was just as good as the right hand, and it didn't affect him the same way. I think he didn't see the right hand, and he was a little cold, a little stiff.
Tiozzo's mixing it up nicely, going to the body and to the head.
And Vikhor's only chance is to come forward. If he lets Tiozzo come to him, he is going to have real problems because he cannot box moving backwards.
Tiozzo's ring history is of terrific heart and fierce determination throughout. Style-wise, as you can see, upright, straight ahead with a very good chin. Not known for his speed and quickness, but it really helps when the other guy walks into you.
With his head straight up, it's as if his neck vertebrae were riveted together. He doesn't move anything. Gosh, that will have a beautiful target.
Vikhor's major asset is just brute strength at his best, very crude.
At the same time, it's sometimes deceiving for people at home. He's a strong guy, a physically strong man, but he doesn't punch well. Not all guys that are strong punch well. Tiozzo a better puncher.
Yeah, his history is that he just looks to outwork his opponents because he can't really knock you out. Can he go 12 hard rounds if necessary? As mentioned, he's done it only once and he lost. And this is a scheduled 12-round championship fight. Tiozzo has had 2 operations on his back the last 8 years. This is a wicked left hook by Tiozzo. The first one came in '92. Doctors said he'd never fight again as he continues to wail away. He said he did feel pain in his last fight, beating Ken Murphy. He doesn't feel any pain now in his back. The lower lumbar region is the area in question.
He's right on top of the business this time. All business.
Vikhor's not getting his pound of flesh, and he's getting no respect from Tiozzo. Here he's trying, but he's not accomplishing.
But he missed every one of those. Every one.
Threw a lot, but didn't connect to Vikhor. Final seconds of the second round.
Time.
Weren't many people earlier tonight here at Palais Omnisport for the Randall Bailey fight. But it is filling up nicely as they are very happy to see Fabrice Tiozzo and another French favorite later tonight in our main event, Bruno Girard in his rematch with Byron Mitchell.
And the one thing that stands out, you pointed it out off camera a million times tonight, aren't they quiet in here? All these people, usually there's so much noise in France when a Frenchman fights. Listen to this, complete silence.
Very subdued crowd, but they'll get into it if Tiozzo does.
Tiozzo throwing some nice combinations there. Vikhor tries to come forward, but Tiozzo fends him off, goes to the head, uppercut to the body, back with the jab to the head. He has the tools, and Vikhor apparently does not.
And Vikhor said he had to be active at the start of the fight, generally keep the pressure on, but that has been the story for Tiozzo for the most part. He drilled Vikhor with a straight right hand that Vikhor walked into 28 seconds into the first round. Vikhor went down for the first time in his career. But Tiozzo couldn't finish him off. Watch those punches.
Nice left hook right there by Vikhor. Got Tiozzo's attention a little bit, trying to get his pound of flesh. There's not a lot of quitting him, it seems so far.
No, he's here to fight.
Now Vikhor digging to the midsection.
Those 2 sets of combinations were the best work he's done thus far.
Vikhor's last loss, June of '97, 5th round TKO to Juan Carlos Gomez, a good fighter, now the WBC Cruiserweight champ. He's 4-0-1 since. Vikhor. Very stockily built, 5'10½". He's starting to come on a little better now, Vikhor. But then overhand right, nicely done by Tiozzo, and then he follows it up with a combination to the body.
Tiozzo also parted his hands with a beautiful right uppercut to the right hand of the body, and then came right up with the same hand. Sometimes fighters don't expect double rights.
Watch the hedge, says Joe Cortez. Now Vikhor landing with a left hook there after the jabs. Tiozzo, a hard worker, fairly up-tempo, likes to mix it up, but he has bursts of energy. There's a good right-left by Vikhor, and a right uppercut Counter by Tiozzo.
That's the best work he's done so far. Both punches landed and right where he wanted them.
You know what's happening too right now? Vikhor is withstanding pretty heavy onslaught in the first couple of rounds. Maybe, just maybe, Tiozzo might get a little stale or a little tired. Long layoff. Maybe he's not in peak form. And if he gets run out of gas, apparently Vikhor is a strong guy for the entire distance.
Well, it seems like he's come back from that knockdown. No question about it. And he's fighting hard now. He's not goofing away here. He's fighting.
Yeah, he was just caught off guard there in the opening seconds of the fight, but seems to have been able to regroup here the last few rounds. A good right hand to the head by Tiozzo. No answers from the Ukrainian. There's a right uppercut by Tiozzo. There's a counter combination by Vikhor.
You watch every once in a while, Tiozzo can get close and he pushes him off with his forearms. Very sneaky move, not legal though.
That's why Cortez said it. No push. In 2 languages, he said.
Winning every round. Vamos a agarrar un buen resuello, please. Un buen resuello. Please. Please. Agarra tu resuello. Cuando te tira la derecha, pesca la que hacen y gancha. Okay?
Yes. Keep boxing him. Be faster. Keep punching.
Otra vez. Como lo estás finqueando. Hey,
Keep going.
la cabeza de él. Cuando se está arrimando, cara la bocina, él va a querer cambiar, pero tú cambias primero. Uno levantas. ¿No estás levantando?
One of the more underrated punches in boxing, the uppercut. Tiozzo likes to work their body. Here's that double right I was talking about. Split the guard of Vikhor with the right uppercut. Right to the body, then the uppercut. Vikhor tried to get his pound of flesh here too. Here's a right hand down the middle. Tried with the left, works another left. Still trying to get the range and get through some of the guard of Tiozzo, but starting to work, starting to get his pound.
Our translator, Eric Rami, as we enter round 4, Vikhor seems to have recovered. Came on stronger in round 3 as he started throwing more effective punches. Recovered from that early knockdown.
He didn't win the round, but he was much better than he had in the other 2. I mean, so maybe he's coming on at his own pace.
Vikhor's not working at a hard enough pace, though, to tire Tiozzo out. He's got to work at a faster pace, throw more punches, make Tiozzo work back.
Vikhor answering back with some pretty good jab work of his own, but he didn't follow it up with the right hand.
He has a very good and a very annoying type jab. He throws it out, he throws it often, fairly stiff, and then follows with his combinations. But right now, it's too far and few between, and he doesn't follow a combination.
Tiozzo's throwing more and landing more, that's obvious.
And heavier, much heavier. Although by any other standard, it's not a fast pace that Tiozzo's, he's maintaining a steady, but not fast pace.
This is the best sequence of the fight for Vikhor just now.
Yeah, nice double jab, a right hand, then he went to the body, and he landed pretty good with that right hand.
And back comes Tiozzo with a pretty neat right uppercut, followed by combination to the body. And that backs up the Ukrainian.
Every time he lands that body shot to the side, he fires to the head immediately and catches it. Catches Vikhor. I mean, Vikhor squanches down on that shot, and he's open. Good fighting on the part of Tiozzo. Good boxing.
And good jab there by Tiozzo. Left-right combination, Tiozzo. Another one that scores nicely.
When that body shot comes to the flank, look for 2 quickies up above. He's been doing it all fight long.
Tiozzo putting on a pretty good boxing clinic right now. The left-right combination, the jab on the right there again.
So you notice too, I'm sorry, Steve, you notice too that Tiozzo works when he wants to work and rests when he wants to rest, and Vikhor doesn't make him work when he wants to rest, and that's really key.
Tiozzo doing a good job pacing himself.
A lot of fading going on. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Heavy right hand there, overhand right, Tiozzo that landed.
He's coming.
Yeah, he's picking it up now. Tiozzo, more energy.
He's knocking on the door.
Good combination to the head, Tiozzo.
So Vikhor has to come back too. Once Tiozzo gets done shooting all the combinations in, Vikhor's got to come back and make him pay, make him also be leery of just firing at will.
Beautiful jab work by Tiozzo. A double left jab that scored.
Easy round for Tiozzo.
Let's further dissect the championship fight as Bobby Chez goes inside the ropes.
Nice combinations by Tiozzo. There's going to the body, coming back to the head. Another shot, right hand to the body. Blocks, uppercuts, hooks to the body. He's working up and down. Starts at the body, works up. Starts at the head, works back downstairs. He's mixing it up so that Vikhor can't time him, time the defense, time the blocks, and cannot get on track.
Vamos a trabajar abajo y luego trabajas arriba. Muy bien, bonito, bonito.
All right, seconds out.
Okay. Keep boxing him. Double up on the jab and follow with the right.
That's strange to that corner because we were thinking we were going to hear French and there's Spanish being spoken to.
It was Hector Perez out of San Antonio, Texas. He's the chief trainer in Tiozzo's corner with that easygoing style. He's been with Tiozzo since the Nate Miller fight when he won the title.
Oh, that was a repeat of the thing that knocked him down, but he didn't hit him square. Valery threw that little left jab and he got hit with the right hand immediately, but not square. It would have been square. He'd have done exactly what he did to in the first round.
Yeah, he nearly walked into another one. If you're just joining us, he did that 28 seconds into the first round. A short, crisp right from the fist of the champion Fabrice Tiozzo, and down went Vikhor for the first time in his career. Now Vikhor landing.
Nice right hand and a double left hook. See, now he needs to keep the pressure on there. Step back into Tiozzo one more time. See how much he hurt him, if at all.
Now back comes Tiozzo. Straight rights and uppercuts. A barrage.
To the body and up, to the body and up, to the body and up. The guy's good. This guy is good. Tiozzo's good.
But again, fighting in sporadically. You will not see a long, sustained attack from Tiozzo, but effective, like right there.
Not only that, but once again, he throws a combination 4 or 5 shots and then stops and relaxes, and Vikhor doesn't make him pay.
Here's a combination to the head by Tiozzo. Vikhor trying to block those punches, but not successful. Vikhor keeping his hands up real high, but still Tiozzo getting through. Again, big right hand by Tiozzo. And he is having his way with Vikhor. Tiozzo dominating the action in round 5.
Vikhor is offering no head feints whatsoever. He's not trying to slip the punches. He's just strictly trying to block them with his gloves. And every once in a while, some of those good right hands that bury into the gloves, bury those gloves into his own face. So he's not really helping himself.
He's taking great big breaths, gasping breath. Watch him. And especially after one of his own flurries, he takes a big breath, like he's tired. You know, it's a little early to be tired.
It's only the 5th round. It's scheduled for 12. And we did wonder out loud if stamina and conditioning might factor in. Because Vikhor has had mostly 6- and 8-round fights, and he's approaching that area now. He could be running out of gas early. Although he told us he trains for 12 rounds, but that's a stock answer by every fight. Here comes Tiozzo pouring it on.
Nice right hand to the body. Hurt Vikhor.
Final seconds of the 5th round. Artem Martyan, our translator.
Yeah, as a Ukrainian trainer, he's saying him to move and don't move. Don't stay in one place. Everything is going to be all right.
Okay, I don't want to take an unnecessary punishment, you understand?
Hit and go away, hit and come back. Excellent.
Ты меня понял, Валерий? Быстрее, быстрее.
Tiozzo backing Vikhor up, just teeing off on him. Shots to the head and body in combination, and just keeping the pressure on. Vikhor again offering up nothing. Tiozzo coming in at will without anything to worry about coming back from Vikhor. Vikhor cannot win the fight, maybe even survive the fight without fighting back.
Wait. Let's go.
Vikhor very anxious to begin round 6. I'm not sure why.
I was just going to say, I don't have a clue as to why he'd be anxious.
Vladimir Kushner in Vikhor's corner telling him, don't worry, everything's going to be all right. That's easy for him to say.
Yeah. And he says, oh, when? Would you give me an estimate? I won't hold you to it. When is things going to get better here?
Well, you know, we're approaching the point of no return. He wins the first 6 with the knockdown. He needs a knockdown in every round himself just to pull even. He's got to be a little desperate starting pretty much now.
Not only that, Tiozzo now playing mind games with Vikhor. Vikhor throws a punch and Tiozzo nods his head in negative fashion, saying you're not even hurting me. He continues to push Vikhor back with that stiff left jab in the face.
And the body shots, Don't forget he's working on the body.
Now, Vikhor's not a big puncher coming forward. Going backwards, it even lessens the effect of whatever he's throwing back.
Watch your head.
What's the old boxing adage? Go to the body and the head will fall.
That is one of them.
One speaks French, one speaks Russian, and Joe Cortez said something in Spanish.
Because he's out of languages to talk to.
A regular United Nations going here.
He's stepping up the action. Now, Tiozzo's stepping up the action, and the other guys wearing down.
The body shots are really starting to take their toll. Vikhor's offering up less and less in the way of punches because he's worried about the body.
A barrage by Tiozzo. Down goes Vikhor for the second time in the fight.
He's just whipped. That wasn't any kind of a head knockout. That was whip knockout.
That's it. That was a cumulative attack plus exhaustion.
That's what it was. That was not a neurological knockout. That was an exhaustion knockout.
So here in round 6, it ends, and Fabrice Tiozzo retains the title once again. That's his 4th title defense, as Valery Vikhor was easy pickings.
Well, he gave him somewhat of a workout. It certainly wasn't a battle to be remembered.
Very good.
Fabrice Tiozzo continues his reign as WBA Cruiserweight champion. He dominated the fight against Valery Vikhor, as Tiozzo goes to 42-1, 28 knockouts. Vikhor drops to 38-4, 30 wins, 8 losses, 4 draws. 4th successful defense of the title for the Frenchman. He's held the belt since '97 when he beat Nate Miller. Elevates his record, as mentioned, to 42-1. That lone defeat to Virgil Hill in '93. And able to keep the crown right here in France. Meantime, Valery Vikhor unsuccessful in his first world title shot. He went down 2 times in the fight, Vikhor. The first time 28 seconds into the first round. We weren't sure if it was going to continue way back then, but he was able to gather himself, recover, but he was just never in the fight. And when I posed the possibility of title unification to Tiozzo yesterday, he would not elaborate, only to say that IBF champ Vasily Zhirov of Kazakhstan was the stronger of the 3 other cruiserweight champions. Cuba's Juan Carlos Gonzalez, the WBC title holder. England's Johnny Nelson, WBO, the other cruiserweight champions.
Beautiful.
But this is certainly a division that needs a kick in the pants because it's relatively obscure.
Years ago, used to have the reputation of being a wasteland between light heavy and heavy, so sometimes that does happen. This just doesn't draw any talent.
Of course, it's a division that brought the boxing world a fighter by the name of Evander Holyfield.
Well, we're going to take a look at this knockdown, and it just seemed to be more of an accumulative effect. Is a right uppercut on the inside and some nice body shots, and I think that body shot really hurt him. The right hand on top, he's just starting to wear him down. He's just breaking him down a little at a time. And there you saw a little body shot in the solar plexus. Didn't seem that great. But again, he was getting hit with right hand after right hand. The body shots were starting to take their toll. And I think it was just a matter of him breaking down and wearing down. I think his body just sort of gave out. Again, the body shots and the overhand rights are coming on a regular basis, and they're all getting through. I think it was just a cumulative effect, Steve.
Yep.
He just collapsed.
And Joe Cortez just said, that's enough. And Fabrice Tiozzo raising his arms in triumph here in his homeland of Paris, France. He's from nearby Lyon. Here's Daniel Alouche.
Par arrêt de l'arbitre à la 6e reprise. Et toujours champion du monde WBA des lourds légers, Fabrice Tiozzo.
In round number 6, referee Joe Cortez stops the contest, winner by way of TKO, and still the WBA Cruiserweight World Champion, Fabrice Tiozzo.
And the finishing touches by Jimmy Lennon Jr. Officially TKO, 145, round 6. Show of good sportsmanship there as Tiozzo embraces Vikhor. We'll take another look at the knockout at the end of the round. And it was just a series of blows.
As you see, Tiozzo with his back to us working Vikhor. He's stuffing him with the jab, and he's hitting with a lot of different shots, body shots. There's one underneath, overhand rights to the top. There's nothing real devastating here. Nothing here that's really one punch to just level a man or even drop a man, but it's a cumulative effect, just consistently getting hit, and he just gave out.
And Vikhor, who had never gone down in his entire career, goes down twice in this fight at the hands of the WBA Cruiserweight champion. In the far corner over there, France's Fabrice Tiozzo, successful with his 4th title defense, the Cruiserweight belt. Here in his homeland, as pictures taken with the promoter Don King alongside. Here's Hector Perez, his trainer. We'll be speaking with Fabrice Tiozzo after our co-production partners Canal Plus gets a word with their local hero. And of course, the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, standing by to chat with the champion. And there he is being greeted by family and friends. So Fabrice Tiozzo comes through here in his own backyard, as he usually does. All smiles for Fabrice. Coming up next, our main event, the rematch between Byron Mitchell and another Frenchman by the name of Bruno Girard for the WBA Super Middleweight Championship. Let's take you into the dressing room of the champion Byron Mitchell, quietly sitting by. He dodged a bullet in the first fight against Girard. Tonight he squares off with Girard again, only this time on Girard's home turf. Some ringside observers felt that Mitchell was given a gift by the judges, which was a draw, enabling him to retain the title. And Bobby Ches will soon find out what he learned from that first encounter with Girard.
Oh, we sure will. He learned that he cannot underestimate anybody. He must not only train and work hard, but the right strategy was helpful.
We'll see if he can prevent a repeat of that near disaster as Fabrice Tiozzo is interviewed by our partners from France over there to our left at Canal Plus. Nice shot, Tiozzo, in between the two announcers from France. And now a good close-up of Fabrice. And Fabrice can talk. He speaks a little English, but not much, as we learned in our fighter meetings. But one of the nice guys in boxing, and very, very outgoing personality. So we're standing by. As soon as the French announcers are complete with Fabrice Tiozzo, he'll make his way over to our man, the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. So we're standing by for that. And while we wait, let's re-examine the two knockdowns that Fabrice Tiozzo had on Valery Vikhor with our Bobby Ches as we go once again inside the ropes. And the first one came 28 seconds into the first round.
First one is a super timing shot. He stops him because he times him. He times him coming in, he's stepping in with a jab, and he goes over the jab, and he just, and the second one, not a timing shot, just bludgeoning. He's just, I think it's a breakdown of Vikhor's system after all the punishment. He just caved him in. Attrition got the better of him.
Yeah, this without question, Bobby, had to be the biggest test in the career of Valery Vikhor. As we mentioned, he did take on Juan Carlos Gomez, another formidable opponent. Now the WBC Cruiserweight champion. That was back in June of '97. It was a 5th-round TKO for Gomez. But he really stepped up in class of competition tonight against Fabrice Tiozzo. And Tiozzo admitted to us, while he felt fine, he wasn't quite 100% sure how things would go tonight because he's coming off yet another back operation. He didn't feel good, he said, against Ken Murphy in his last fight. And that's always an iffy situation. It's crucial when you have surgery on the back.
There's always a certain amount of trepidation coming off any major injury, but you know what? Truly good fighters, world champions, and top contenders, we work it out in the gym, Steve. All of the fighters that I know, they find out what they have in the gym. They found out if it'll work or if it won't work, if it hurts, if it doesn't hurt. I'm pretty sure he came in here pretty confident.
And he showed us that he was, as he is done now with the French announcers over at Canal Plus and makes his way over to the fight doctor Ferdy Pacheco. Ferdy playing traffic cop and directing Fabrice, who of course has to shake a few hands en route to the fight doctor. He'll take the scenic route. And of course the fans here are very, very hopeful that there'll be a second world champion from France later tonight. Fabrice Tiozzo, currently the only French world champion.
Well, if there is another world champion later tonight, it won't be as easy as this man maintaining his title. That I can guarantee.
Excellent point, yeah, because Byron Mitchell stands in the way of Bruno Gerard. As Fabrice Tiozzo shakes hands all around with Bobby and yours truly, he is standing by alongside the fight doctor and our translator, Eric Rami. Take it away, Ferdy.
That first knockdown, was it surprising to you?
Non, c'était une surprise quand il était
non, c'était pas une surprise parce qu'on l'avait beaucoup vu en vidéo et je savais que la droite passait après le jab du gauche et j'ai travaillé beaucoup et puis ça passe. Voilà.
It was not a surprise to him because he watched the videos and he saw that the right came after his jabs.
And then did it surprise you that he got up and then he lasted 5 rounds?
Yes, he was very surprised that he was able to last that long.
You read his mind here, did you? That was good. That was good. You're an interpreter and a mind reader. Where do you go from here, Fabrice? What do you fight now?
Après ça, qu'est-ce que vous voulez faire?
J'ai vu avec Don King pour combattre au mois de juin, sûrement aux États-Unis, et après je sais pas.
He's waiting to hear from Don King, hopefully to do a fight in June in the United States.
Very good. Well, congratulations on an easy night.
Thank you.
And now back to Steve and Bobby.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Ferdy. Short but sweet. Let's take a look at the other world champions from this division. The 190-pound world champion division. Bobby, as you take a look at Girov, Gomez, and Nelson, do you see any stern competition out there?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen enough of the other champions. I saw a very little bit of Johnny Nelson, some clips, and Girov I haven't seen at all. I also saw Gomez, but Gomez, he can fight. I'd need to see more of them to make an accurate assessment, but I'm sure Gomez will give him all he wants.
Tiozzo told us yesterday that among the 3 other champions, Girov, Gomez, and Nelson, incidentally, Girov from Kazakhstan, Gomez originally from Cuba, now campaigning in Germany. Nelson is from England. He felt that Girov was the strongest of the 3 others. And interesting, Girov and the Cuban-born Gomez are southpaws, and Englishman Johnny Nelson rounds out the field.
Southpaws are always trouble.
I know you always say that. They're a pain in the neck, as a matter of fact, to a lot of guys like Bobby Ches when he fought. All right.